Yes. Today we're gonna get into a reaction video of a trailer that we saw on Showtime. Don't know if anybody's saw it before.
Everything's gonna be all white.
All white.
It's on Showtime, I believe.
Showtime. Everything's gonna be all white. I think it's like a docu-series.
Is everything gonna be all white? Is it?
Yeah. It's gonna be a docu-series. I think it has different episodes.
Yeah. It looks like it's gonna be episodic.
Yeah. So, anyways, but the people that are one of the main people is we'll talk about them. Let's go through it.
Let's listen.
I think what annoys me most about white people is when they pretend like they're the victim. What's also annoying is when they kill us.
What is fragile about whiteness?
So, no, we're just,
Oh yeah. Let me kill ya. Funny.
Oh my God. And this is we talked about this before. We talked about toxic masculinity. Everything is being really like pushed to like extreme. That's not true. It's like it's so false. Like everything that you could say facts, you could say truthful shit that's not even true, and then people will go off of that. And then you talk about misinformation, right? We always talk about this misinformation shit, but like saying shit like that is not.
Who is that lady?
That's Amanda Seale, who's like. You know what I want to talk about too is, I don't know what it is, but like mixed breeds, really light skinned black people, they are really like
extra
gun ho extra about shit. And from history, it's like those are the people that had the most opportunities over history
because of skin color.
Because of their skin color was lighter. But they are like super gun ho. They like I be seeing some people that be like that
extra.
Yeah, they like extra. So.
You know what it is too? They always want to be accepted to a group because they were probably kicked out of the group.
Well, yeah,
or weren't completely involved in the group.
Yeah, you was always light skinned, so you was always and that's true.
A white boy or a Spanish boy.
I heard an argument about something like that on the People Let's Talk was like if you have darker skin, then you have closer DNA to somebody from Africa than somebody with not.
You want it to be all white, do you?
Yeah. So everything I'll be all white.
Come up with
the whole victim thing. I think. Everybody can play the victim is the problem. I don't like anybody playing the victim.
Well, it's easy, right? But then you take a network like Showtime. You take a juggernaut like Showtime. This is what
we just talked about.
And they're like, you know what, dude? We might as well dip our toe in it now. I mean, that's what's popular. Everybody's talking about it.
This is what we talked about before.
Well, we got to show them that we're woke also, right?
It's not popular. It doesn't sell. It doesn't sell views. It doesn't do any of that shit. This shit probably will flutter out in the first year.
Here's the thing that I learned when I was younger.
And then they're going to get mad because they're going to say the reason
controversy creates cash. So if you're going to be controversial.
But not for long.
You got to, again, we were talking about pushing the envelope. If you're controversial, they're going to be like, okay, we got to watch this and see what it's about. No matter what race you are, right? Because they're like, how far are they going to go with this? And half the people on this, I don't even know who they are.
But you're going to get it in the beginning. What I'm saying is that stuff makes it good in the beginning. But that shit flails out quickly because people will get tired of that shit. People don't want to keep watching that shit.
No, dude.
Like this shit, I can already tell this shit's gonna be like on and off. And you know why they're gonna blame why it doesn't win? It's because of racism. They're gonna blame why this didn't stay on. Why it wasn't like 6 seasons. Huge. Was because either the Showtime executive was racist or people watching was racist.
This isn't some more ignorance. Ready?
When everything has been constructed around it.
Every part of who I am has been distorted or criminalized.
Really
that's not even that's not even the person Linda Sarsour, I forgot her name. I'll put it up on the thing. But
you can watch the stuff yourself.
She's not even black. She's like Arab. She's from like Middle East. So I don't understand I don't understand where she's on here. I think she's just on here because she's a popular figure, but she's not even black. She's like an Indian. I mean, like a Middle Eastern person. But anyway.
We're storming the Capitol! You're not patriots. You're ridiculous.
One of the definitions of American whiteness.
And then Margaret Cho is on here too, which Asians actually do better than everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
This is just factual.
That's a fact.
That's not even a race. That's
money.
They're factual. They make more money. They have more in America than white people, and black people, and than every other race. So I don't understand what she's talking about. But she's got to be part of the thing. You got to be part of it. If you're not, you're gonna get banned.
Is ignorance.
You know something?
White people, we are not your problem.
you are. Should white people today
It's your
feel
problem.
any responsibility for slavery?
Hell yeah.
White Jesus or black Jesus?
By the way, that was a homeless person that said hell yeah.
Jesus was not white.
Think of geography. Ain't no way Jesus walked around with blonde hair and blue eyes.
White culture fears the end of the world.
I don't think anybody even admits that truly, because Jesus was a Jew, right? If you go off the Bible, unless you rearrange the Bible, and that's what happens now. People rearrange shit and they make it into their own thing. But he was born in the Middle East, so obviously he probably was like my skin color, maybe with brown eyes. You know what I mean? I think people, you know, they want to misinterpret that any way they want to. But I understand religion really doesn't have a color anyways. But some people think that, some people don't. So, and then Indians are talking about it.
For us as native people, the end of the world already happened like multiple times.
Symbols and monuments. These are mementos.
Hold on. Then they put, so after he said that, they put a white guy in American flag trunks, and what they think that a white guy is this like, oh fucking, I'm so silly. They think white people are fucking silly. They're talking about the wrong fucking white people, bro. Because the right white people are gonna watch this and be like, oh yeah.
So racist. Bring that sack back. Put up a TCPY yogurt or something. Everybody can get behind.
The truth has to be told about history.
We have to make sure that these stories are told from our perspective. There's always hope. You know what I'm saying? We don't give up. It's about obliterating systemic and institutionalized racism.
This is a wild place, y'all. It's a wild place. I know Harriet and Frederick be up there just like, what is they gonna do?
I don't know what is
So
we
watch
don't
it.
do.
February 11th. It's
Don't
on
watch it.
Showtime. It's a good show. If you like it, it's not gonna be on there for long, so you gotta watch
No,
it now.
it might be. I mean,
No, it won't. It
you-
won't. Those shows, those woke shows, don't last.
we call it like piling
because
on.
you only can like talk.
You're
about-
piling on.
You only can talk about that shit so long, like it's so much and so many, and the people that they're trying to sell that to, is people of color, is black people and all that. They don't watch shit like that.
Nah, bro.
We don't watch that. Like that's not something that black people watch. So I don't know who would, or they're just trying to make more white people
listen,
feel bad about themselves.
I like history, right? So
Don't
and
rewrite
I
it.
also like
I don't like people
conspiracy, and I also like again, different vantage point, different point of view. So I don't mind. Like this is an interesting take on that whole thing, right? It is. When I first saw it, I immediately was enraged. But to be able to talk about what just like this is part, no matter how you look at it, the last 3-4 years is part of history. Shit happened. They did tear down statues. A lot of shit happened. So, and people are standing up for themselves, and it's part of being a free country, right? But I think it obviously went super far, and there's really, really dark stories about it. And then it's the same thing with what's that dude who got arrested? He was like touching the actresses and shit like that. The white dude who got arrested, like the Weinsteins. Like when you look at the Me Too movement and shit like that, like it was super interesting because you could see the pile on how many people wanted to tell their story. And I think there's a space for every story, right? So, but there were some of them that weren't really that big of a deal, and there was only half truths, and they weren't being completely honest. But then there was a handful of people who actually got help from this.
But that's why you gotta take
So it's a good
that's why you gotta take everything as it is by itself. You can't, if you lump everything together, unless you can find a like this Weinstein guy, right? So if you see him and then you see all these people complaining about him, that's one thing. But now you can't take somebody else's accusations on somebody else and take it as a Weinstein, because that's not the same thing.
Right, but I'm a fan of.
I'm
a fan of comedy, right? So I'm a fan of. I was a fan of Cosby. Still am a fan of his old comedy. I'm a fan of Eddie Murphy, right? I'm a fan of these guys. I'm a fan of especially Richard Pryor, and a lot of their comedy is racial. Especially Chris Rock. Like a lot of their comedy, these are some of the greatest comics that have ever lived, and I feel like they have a lot more grip on especially back in those days. They had a lot more grip on how to change the perspective, because it's coming from their perspective, so it's observational humor realistically, and they're coming from it from a comedic. How do you make this funny, right? Mm-hmm. So when you go back to any of their stand-ups and you really watch it, they're talking about real shit. They're just making it funny. So, but it's all from their perspective. So it's up to you, the watcher or the viewer, to interpret it the way you want to interpret their perspective. So it's an interesting take on it. I don't agree, obviously, but on all of it, but I do see why it exists and why it needs to be, why people want to use that as a entertainment value and talk about it. History just happened, no matter how you look at it. Never before that they just tear down a bunch of white people statues. I guess because they, and by the way, I don't know where, did those people have jobs? Like, what? How much time do they have? They can just go start to
They don't have jobs.
tear shit down. Like, they got a job, dude.
Yeah. So those are the young people. What's crazy is most of those people tearing down the statues wasn't black anyway.
There's another thing about me
They
too
were white people.
that a lot of people don't know is that I always had been into, since I was younger, into not only just standing against the man, but it's like being against what would they call it? Like, I was always a fan of revenge, right? Scarface. I was always a fan of like Goodfellas, Godfather, right? I was always a fan of these movies, but I was always a fan of like of the guy who's not getting treated properly, the underdog, finally getting to tell the story and winning. Even in fighting with UFC or boxing, right? The underdog who wins. Rocky's a perfect example of it. So when I see somebody trying to stand up for what they believe in, or police brutality, and they're going like, dude, you went too hard on that guy, I can't believe you did that, and it gets blown up in the media. Even though I hate it initially, there's a part of me that's kind of like, I'm glad they fucking stood up for themselves. I'm glad somebody fucking said something about this shit, and actually, well, you know, wants that story to be told, to be like, the underdog's going, fuck you, I'm gonna make sure that we do something. So there's a good part to it. I am a fan of some of that type of shit. Even with sexuality, even if you're gay, like, even if you're gay, like, some of it, in my opinion, is just standing up and going, no, bro, this is who I am, this is how I am, I don't give a shit what anybody thinks, and it's how I have to be, and it's how I'm gonna live it. And I don't give a shit if you judge or if you don't judge.
Different arguments, because that's not the argument. I don't care if you're gay. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So, like, you take that point.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, for majority of people don't care, because if they really cared, then they would be out doing something about it, right? There would be more like violence, but they're not. People don't have violence.
They are. It just happened.
Yeah, what?
They just tore down statues.
No, I'm talking about we just went from gay shit.
Well, it all coincides.
It
all coincides.
Robert Lee statue has nothing to do with gay.
No, but Robert Lee statue has something to do with black, right?
It has something to do with the Confederate.
I don't think
flag.
it had. Yeah, it has something to do with.
I'm saying about what I'm saying is, this is why if you don't take everything by each like sting, then it just gets all mixed up, and that's what's happening now. That's why white people are all bad, right? Because everything got mixed up. Yeah. It became insurrectionists, slavery, gay,
police brutality.
It came into police brutality. Everything came into that story. That's what I'm saying, because we're not taking each one by itself.
Police brutality became a white thing instead of just being.
But we're not taking it each one by itself. That's
defund the police.
That's why you can't put them all together. Yeah. You can't put Weinstein in the same article. We're talking about.
I think you can, actually.
First of all, we're talking about a one person who did something, right? You can't blame a whole race for one person.
No, but you can look at Weinstein and look at the entertainment industry and say, in order for me to get into the entertainment industry, I had to suck a couple dicks.
Well, then white people are the cause of everything.
Well, it wasn't just white people. I'm just saying.
Entertainment
isn't just white
You're
people.
saying that Greg Weinstein is part of entertainment, and that's why?
Well, who's
because
Greg
of
Weinstein? Yeah.
Then you're saying white people cause everything.
I didn't say white people at all. You
just said you said entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment in
him
general.
as an example. Yeah. Weinstein is part of entertainment. You lumped him into the whole thing. You just did.
No, you didn't look at it deeply enough. You looked at it as white.
No, you looked at it as Weinstein. I said Weinstein is an individual.
I'm looking at the Me Too movement, right? Then you look at the.
Let's just stay on the Me Too movement.
No. I'm trying to show you how they all kind of coincide.
I am telling you. So Weinstein was a person. That committed a bunch of shit.
It wasn't just Weinstein, by the way. It's a bunch.
I'm saying the one we're talking about. Cosby. Cosby didn't even do it. They said, right? He got out of jail.
But he did do it.
Okay, see, there you go. We take it. He's
black Simpson too,
and he's black too. So
Nicole.
I don't know.
Smith either.
He didn't get convicted of it, so I can't go against that. See, you can't go against. See, then you can make up your own scenario. Then you can say history is history.
You know what? I'm gonna make a documentary and I'm gonna put on fucking Showtime.
History,
and I'm gonna go, oh.
History is history. You're right there. You're just saying history. I'm saying take individually what somebody did and you commit and you prosecute them or do whatever it is.
You're saying that the amalgamation of each thing,
right?
That's why you can't blame. There's no coincidence why it all happened at the same time. Think about
that's why.
Think about it. All of it happened at the same time. So you had the Me Too movement.
Yeah, because
then you have the police brutality. Then you have the with what's his face with guy
because
they literally started the podcast.
Listen, you know what I'm tell you why? It's because what you just said.
Why?
It's because you said I'm for the underdog. I want to stand up for the man, and you started saying, well, you know, if there's one in the entertainment industry, I think that goes along the whole entertainment industry.
Listen. Don't get it twisted. There's a reason why I don't like.
That's why.
There's a reason why I don't like this shit. But there's a little part of me that's like, I have to understand. Okay, well, this is why this is why the Me Too movement was important, because it saved and got opportunity for people to tell their fucking story and to say, hey, listen, I was fucking raped, or even with what's that other guy's name? He was in Capex. He was one of the first ones. Kevin Spacey with the Kevin Spacey shit. Like people did get affected by that, and some of those people did get an opportunity to finally speak their mind. They even did it with NSYNC and Backstreet Boys with Lou Pearlman. Lou Pearlman took advantage of these fucking guys and took advantage of their money and took advantage of them as they were kids, got them famous, and so did Disney and entertainment.
Now you're
No, it was
with sexual.
It's all
Spacey and Weinstein were fucking people.
It's all important. It's because it's all the same shit. Somebody's going out and saying, I'm finally going to talk about it. They just recently did a Playboy one. They just did a Playboy one.
All right, so let's
what's his name?
Let's
the Playboy
flip it all back.
What's the Playboy guy?
Saying, right?
What's the Playboy guy?
Because it sounds like you go into the
Hold on, the guy who passed away who kind of looks like Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner passed away. They're finally coming out with a true story on what happened at the Playboy Mansion.
Well, it's
they
not
have a whole documentary.
By
the way, watch that documentary.
It's somebody's story, but it's not the
truth. There's another one called Behind the Ring. It's like these are all stories behind the ring. They have a whole episode on.
Plenty of sides to a story.
Yeah, well, it's called Dark Side of the Ring. It's called. It's on YouTube also. If you get an opportunity to watch that, I think it might be even on the A&E. And even them, they're telling stories they couldn't tell before.
Well, then that's what they're doing on All Whites. They're telling stories.
It's a perspective. It's a perspective,
so it could be true. They could be talking the truth.
No, that's not truth.
That's what you're saying. You're saying
we're living in a world where my truth is my truth, right?
Spacey's the truth.
No.
So everything white could be a very true story.
I'm not saying it's a true story. I'm saying you're good, bro. You fake news?
No, I'm saying I'm going along with your scenario.
Your
scenario is
my scenario is listen.
Is that the man?
Okay, you won't listen.
There's the man. The man.
No.
The man.
No. It's not the man.
It's not the man. Man is the man.
This is what it is.
I'm telling you, individually, people make mistakes. You punish that.
What happened today?
I'm not.
What happened today? Okay, listen. What happened today?
Conglomerate of the man is in entertainment, and there's some white guy in entertainment, and he's like, fuck these little girls, fuck these little guys, these little kids, whatever. I'm not saying that somebody. There's an individual that gets into the entertainment business, Greg Weinstein, and he uses that to his advantage. He should be punished as he is. Kevin Spacey gets into the entertainment business, fucks little boys or fucks men. He should be punished as a person. I'm not gonna say the entertainment industry. Kevin Spacey. Right? That's all I'm saying. Take individual responsibility for your shit. Slavery, right? You can't punish my mom for slavery that happened 15,000 years ago 500 years ago because my mom is now today. You can't punish her. Right. That's what I'm saying about all this shit. All this shit goes to that. Right. Robert Lee, we're going to take down his statue because at that time people were having slavery and did slavery, right? George Washington, we're going to take his statue down because at that time people did. We're punishing it now. But I just don't understand the punishment now.
I'll understand. I'll let you understand.
Or the conflict.
So, or do you believe in freedom of speech?
Of course. And he can say whatever he wants to say. I have no problem with it. I'm not shutting
this
down this video.
What I'm saying is
I'm just retracting.
It's okay to if they're wrong.
But I'm gonna
let me finish. If they're wrong on telling us I'm
not saying they're wrong or right.
Okay. But okay, what are you saying then?
I'm not saying they're wrong or right. They can say whatever they want to say. They can rewrite. I'm telling my side.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you the truth that I know about.
Right. But
that's it.
But to not be closed-minded enough to understand why it's okay for them to just say what they want to say.
I feel
a conspiracy theorist says flat Earth is flat Earth. He's okay. It's okay if he says that.
Of course.
I don't agree with it.
I don't want to shut them down.
If he says that.
I'm not want to shut down flat earthers. I listen to them. I like hearing this shit.
So it's a perspective that
I'm
going to
tell them that their shit is stupid.
Yeah, it's just a perspective I don't agree with. I don't agree with it.
Exactly, but
I don't even like the trailer.
And then I'm gonna tell them why the shit is stupid.
I'm gonna watch this thing.
Why flat Earth is stupid? I'm gonna tell you why. Because this is why it's stupid.
I think
it's
stupid
stupid. Say it.
But I'm gonna go
all the time.
But I'm also gonna let them know it's okay to think how you want to think.
Of course. That's why I said I have no problem with this video. I'm not trying to shut the video. I'm not saying don't go. I said go watch it.
And that's why I say all of it's kind of falls into the same category of freedom of speech, right? So somebody who gets touched by, raped by Cosby, or killed, or maimed,
how am I denying
has
them
any
that
of those
access?
types of things.
How am I denying them that though?
You're not.
Okay, so then what are we talking about? I'm not saying they can't go and tell that they got touched.
Well, you're saying that they're not. That's the connection. The connection is somebody.
No, you're
about.
putting them under an umbrella of people, umbrella of
all of it,
entertainment.
all of it.
I'm not doing that umbrella. Yeah. I'm doing individual Bill Cosby. I'm not gonna say Bill Cosby comedians. They get away with this all the time. Just like you just said, entertainment. This happens, right?
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner. You paid a bunch of names.
These
are all individual people.
What's the other guy who had that island?
He's not even in any of that. Robert Epstein. He's not even in entertainment. He's just a guy that was a fucking crazy
It's not
person.
about the...
That's all I'm saying.
I get what you're saying about the individual.
That's it.
But
That's
it's to bring awareness to sex slavery. I don't want to just say sex slavery is done by...
Epstein.
Epstein. I want to say bring awareness to sex slavery.
Okay. So
bring awareness
come forward with it.
Bring awareness.
There's no problem
Let's
with that.
talk about it. Yeah. Let's bring up the topic of sex slavery
and
let's have a conversation about it, even if you don't agree with my
I have no problem with
problems I want to solve and how I want to fix it.
I have no problem with that.
Right.
But I'm not going to say that everybody who's in Epstein's business is a fucking sex slave.
That's just cancel culture. That's another thing too.
That's
cancel culture. That's on top. So somebody brings up these topics or these things, if somebody's finally speaking out about it, and then there's the idiots who are cancel culture who are like, we're going to solve this problem by canceling him or drag everybody else with them. They're like their own criminal investigators. It's just the stupidest shit ever. It makes the topic look bad. The people who attach cancel culture to the topic, right? Who want to attack everybody around it. Who else can we talk about? That's the media controlling Salma Hayek, who wants to go out and say, actually, it's the Weinstein brothers touched my titty and tried to get me to fuck them. That's silencing Salma Hayek, because if she talks about it, she's taking down the entertainment business. She's standing up against the entertainment business. That's what they used as a weapon to begin with, dude.
See, I don't.
That's what they used as the weapon. That was the weapon they used. If you fuck with the Weinsteins, you're never gonna have a career. If you fuck with black people, white people, fuck all white people. All white people are the same. Like it's not fair on either way. It's not fuck all white people. It's not fuck all the entertainment thing.
It goes back to individual.
It's not. It's okay for them to speak out and give their perspective.
You just said exactly. You said fuck Weinstein, fuck the whole entertainment industry.
No, I'm just giving you two options.
You can't even get a role unless you fuck the Weinsteins.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
No, but that was the stigma that was behind it. If you fuck with the Weinsteins, you don't work.
Correct.
Don't fuck with the Weinsteins. Don't tell anybody anything.
That's not true.
Well, it's not anymore.
It was never true. It was never true that these people don't. That's what I'm saying. It had to be a boogeyman. Then they're the boogeyman. It has to be the man, and the man is the Weinstein. Yeah. I don't believe that. Yeah. I don't believe there's some man on top and he's just puppeteer and he's doing this like George Soros and they're getting all these people. Bro, I don't care about none of that shit. Individually, you get punished.
You want to know why it doesn't affect you? Because we're not in the business.
Well, fuck it. Then don't be in the business. Then choose
not
to be in the business. Yeah. If it's that bad and that hurtful,
that's why it doesn't bother
don't be
us.
an actress.
Right. But
if you gotta fuck somebody to get in, don't be an actress.
But this trailer that we just watched with what's happening on that thing, that depending on who watches it, could affect it could add fuel to the fire.
But it's gotta be an opposite. You don't really beat bad rhetoric is coming back with another side of it. That's the only way you're gonna beat it. So that's what I'm trying to preach. Individuality.
That's what I want to do, dude. That
individuality.
That's what I want to do. What are we gonna call it?
I don't want you to blame people for some fucking mass hysteria. Listen,
what are we gonna call our documentary?
What,
the battle, the one that they, because there's called the.
It's gonna be racist, whatever.
It's gonna be racist.
It's gonna be like.
Get the black out.
What was the name of that thing?
It was called everything's gonna be all white.
Everything is gonna be all.
Nothing's gonna be all black.
Individual. Don't say black. See, then we're gonna get racist.
Well, they used
didn't even have black people in there. They had Margaret Cho, who's Chinese.
They had an Indian guy.
Asian.
Like, they had a homeless.
They had an Indian person. They had who was the other person? They had Linda.
Do you want to know another thing I was gonna bring up was to be the controversy creates cash. To be controversial or to piss off the masses or to piss off a group is gonna get them more attention.
But only for a little bit.
Only for a little bit.
You can't win.
They're just trying to piss people off.
Shit doesn't win all the
how
like
ignorant can I be?
How many times can he make Jackass?
Yeah. You know how many times that I've had when we made these YouTube videos, and I had another channel at one point where I had to think my viewer was, I thought, and that it was not true, but I thought my viewership they were so short-minded and so dumb that I had to put a trigger word on the video just to get your attention. just to pull you in.
Well, that's marketing,
right? So that's the same thing that they're doing. They're trying to grab attention. What topic could really bring more
that's to get
viewers
people
to
to watch
Showtime?
it, and then they might have some things that they think are important to say. And I have no problem with anything, but everything can be. You can always come back. That's not the truth. Is what I'm saying.
No, it's not.
So,
it's a perspective.
Correct. So if they're saying something, just like when people try to rewrite history, 1619 Project, all that shit, they try to rewrite history, say this and this and this happened. That's not the truth. The truth is in the middle somewhere.
It's like conspiracy theory.
But it's like there's some truth to it, maybe, but it's not the truth. Just like what we were talking about. That's
Assassination of John F. Kennedy.
But that's why I say if we're gonna have
bullet.
a conversation, I need to have a conversation about one thing, and we can talk about that. Like we're gonna talk about police brutality.
Yeah.
We can talk about that one thing. Right, and then you can show me where you see that this is the problem.
Yeah,
and you can give me
your whole
give me everything
the
about
negative
it.
and the positive.
You can tell me everything because everything has pros and cons. But you can tell me everything that you're saying that has to do with that.
Yeah.
And then we can go to numbers and facts and statistics.
Well, everybody's trying to.
And I have no problem with that. Or if you're showing me about the entertainment industry and we're talking about it, do that. When you combine them all together and you make it this big thing, then it's like this big guy up top and he has a puppeteer.
You know,
I can't deal with
this. This is a good one. You know what? When people got. Like, we've been involved with the law and in trouble before, and I remember meeting people who would tell me once you get into the system, once you get into their system of you're in trouble, you're a bad guy, you're labeled as that.
Well, hold on. Who's there? Who's the there?
People that I was in jail with.
No, but who is the there?
There's no there.
Who are you speaking
you
said their system.
So
who is there?
The law.
The police, okay.
The police.
The law.
The law.
Government.
So once I'm in the system, I can't get out of the system. I'm always fucked over.
There,
but that's like that's not true, right? But that's a perspective of somebody who's in and out of jail. They practically have a cell. That's their second home, right? I'm not saying that people from jail are horrible, whatever. I'm not saying anything negative here. I'm just saying that's a perspective of somebody who's caught in that system. Maybe even both of us were caught in that system, but we didn't let it affect our lives. So we changed our perspective.
It affects me to this day.
Yeah, for sure, me too. Yeah, but we had to make our. My life is great.
The thing is, I take responsibility.
I'm not in and out of jail anymore.
But the thing is, I take responsibility for mine.
100%.
Like I knew that from me being a felon, that there's some place I can't live.
But people get stuck into that. So an idea, just an ideology, can affect you on how you think.
But my thing was, I did what I did. Right? I did whatever it was they said I did for the most part. That was everything that they said I did. Right?
100%.
So now my consequences from that I live with to the day.
Right.
But I don't. You know why I have power? Because I don't blame.
So that's just.
I don't blame the law at the time, right? If the law,
so
right? I got a weed charge, I got all that, and now that they legalized it, I don't blame the law. At the time, that was against the law, and I broke the law. So I took my consequences then. Now I still deal with those consequences now.
Right.
So I'm okay with that because I took responsibility for it, and that's my power. I can get over it, and there's ways around it.
And this
if I keep blaming somebody,
right?
Then of course.
Well, that's the thing. So in this situation, it's a blame game, dude. And it's also we're better than you, by the way. And it's like a pompous we're better than you. We're better than you. You're not better than anybody. And if you want to be equal, if you want everything to be equal, stop putting shit like this out there. Stop separating yourself.
You say that you want them to say this. You want them to be.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying I even like it. I told you I don't like it, but I have to respect entertainment wise why it's okay to tell your story. Well, tell your story, but I don't want to watch it. It's not for me.
Yeah, you don't have to watch it. I don't watch a lot of shit. I'm not gonna watch it. I don't even watch shit like this anyways. But like I said, I don't think it's gonna last long because people. This is like what do you call it? What is that thing that's sparking the
controversy?
No, they call it like that. When something happens quickly, it's like
spontaneous.
Yeah, but they say like a word like the spark in the bucket or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
You heard that saying? Something like that.
Something like that. Well, let's like it. It's gonna give everybody's gonna be like, oh yeah, God. We watched first season. I mean the episode 1, episode 2, and if they say something real controversial, it's gonna have a clip. Yeah. People are gonna be like, oh shit, they said this on this, and then after a while, they're gonna get tired of making it. Right? This should be done.
You're beating
these things
a dead horse
because it's not really funny. It's not really documentary wise. It's just like a bunch of people talking their own like facts and their own situations or whatever. Yeah. So I don't think it's gonna last long. It won't be on there long. But watch it. Whatever you get from it, get from it. Just like I said, bro. For me, I blame everybody individually, and before I go to like if a police is being, brutal, right? Causing police brutality. It's one police. I don't blame all the police in that whole department with them, right? Like all the police aren't part of that. Even if his partner is there, it doesn't still go to the sergeant, the captain, and they all know about it. They're all part of it. They're all watching this happen.
It's toxicity.
Come on, bro. You talking crazy? Like I don't like that shit. I don't do that shit. Just like men, all men aren't like rapists and brutal and
They're trying to take down a whole industry just for
I'm not. I gotta do individually, and then if there's a bigger group, y'all go.
And just like he said, he took responsibility for his actions. So that was individually going.
Not blaming the man.
I'm not gonna blame everybody. It's me. I fucked up. I think this way.
No, I shouldn't have broke the law. I broke the law at that time.
Hey, I believe in freedom of speech. I understand the entertainment value, but that shit ain't for me, bro.
Man, I'm not. I
I
don't
just want to piss somebody off.
I don't watch like shows like that. So.
Here's the problem too. If you hopefully don't piss the wrong person off.
What do you mean?
Because remember, there's a consequence to every action. What if they piss the wrong person off? Who's like, man, you know what, man?
See, there you go.
Forget all this.
Bro, they ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna watch that. Nobody knows this show is out.
I know what they do now.
Especially that guy. The guy you're talking about.
What did they just say? Jesus is black. Man, they get that.
He don't even know this show is out. He don't even know what's outside of his.
You know what I think about all the time is like, remember that Vegas shooting that happened?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
And his reasoning behind everything?
I don't remember all his reasoning. What was his reasoning?
I don't care. What the whole thing was is that he got set off by some shit like similar. And he was just like, you know what, bro? I'm taking everybody out. It was probably one song he heard that he was like, and I also don't like people that are white with blue eyes. And he was like, oh, yeah?
But he ended up killing white people, which is crazy. So
yeah, but it wasn't a race thing. That's
why I thought you said why. I thought you said he did.
No, it had nothing to do with race. He just got set off by something very minor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then did a humongous thing. Like, it was really bad.
People are fucked up. And individually wise, I'm not going to group him with anybody else. He's just a crazy motherfucker.
It's bad, bro.
He's a crazy motherfucker that should have got killed or should have went to jail. I don't think he should have killed. Should have went to jail or whatever. And that's it. Is what it is.
It's okay to speak your truth. It's okay to have your own perspective and opinion. It's okay to have an opinion.
I don't have my truth.
It's okay to have when you're discussing or having a conversation with somebody and being able to say what you feel realistically and honestly and open, and maybe you'll have a conversation with somebody who'll change your mind or maybe make you look at it a little bit differently, and you're not just jumping in with this line of thinking and that's how you think and that's it. I know a lot of people who are so closed-minded that they don't want to open it's not open for debate. There's no open for conversation. It's just this is how they think.
Well, some things
ignorant or not, and they go 100% behind it, no matter what.
But some things don't have this is
because your right and wrong isn't everybody's right.
So
wrong.
Pedophiles,
wrong.
Right or wrong?
Wrong.
Who disagrees?
You do. I see you in the back there.
Okay, so if you disagree with that, then you're fucking disgusting.
Weirdo, dude.
Right? So
murder.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Murder.
So what I'm saying is there is something.
Oh no! Should anybody be murdered?
I don't believe people should die. I think death is the end. I think you should go to jail.
Even the death penalty.
I don't even believe in death. I think you should die, go to jail. You should go to jail and serve your time. That's worse than death.
What about just rape?
Rape is bad.
Rape is bad. Don't do rape.
Right? So rape is like you're disgusting. You're a piece of shit. Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. There is things that are like they are. You can't. There's no debate on.
There's no around it.
There's a lot of things like that. There's no debate on that. So those things, sometimes people you can't be. They're trying to change my mind on things like that too. Like they're trying to change the thing now. It's like I seen somebody talking about dating a 12-year-old or whatever, and it's like, bro, this is what I'm saying. Once you give them a little bit, it just keeps going further and further.
Always.
And you're like, bro, listen. There's the levels to this. There's a truth to this that can't be fucked with. That is one of them we're not gonna jump to. So what I'm saying is there is some things that are
just bad.
Like you can't do this. Yeah. But if you take everybody individually, you won't have a problem. If you take somebody for not how they look, what color their skin, who they are, individually, when they do something that's wrong on our law standards, or they do, if it's a pedophile, I don't care if he's black,
documentary.
I don't care if he's white, I don't care if he's green, he's a piece of shit, and he should go to jail. That's it. I don't care what he looks like, how his upbringing was he abused, I don't give a shit. That shit is done. We done with that. I'm done with all that. You go to jail for the rest of your life, I think. So, and that's all. It is what it is.
There's another thing too, dude. This documentary, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. All I'm saying,
It's a
docuseries.
fucking. It's not.
Sure.
I don't even when we
It's
call
called
it
a
that.
docuseries.
I would call it a. I'm not gonna say doc because where there's no factual. It's not like it giving us information.
Right. This is Showtime documentary series. Anyway,
That's because
so here's what I'm
Showtime's
saying.
full of shit.
This is America.
I don't think it's a documentary.
This is America.
it's
It's a melting pot
An
of
opinion piece.
all different opinions and all different races and all different cultures, and everybody has their opportunity to come out and say what they want against something like this. So, I mean, I'm gonna stay tuned to this. Maybe I won't watch it, but I'll see who comments about it and see kind of where this whole thing goes, because it's
We'll catch you on part 2.
yeah, it's super interesting.
White people destroying America.
This is the longest episode of all time.